Hi everybody, this is our first presentation in our Sociology of Deviance class. This is really interesting course material, so I am looking forward to presenting it to you and having our discussions. I will introduce myself and I will tell you what you need to do to introduce yourselves in our online discussion boards. You see two pictures here. The one on the left is the more common picture used on the cover of your Deviance textbook. The one on your right is an alternate cover that is sometimes used. I've never personally seen it, but I know it is out there. So just heads up on that. So, my name is Jeremy E. Baker. I grew up outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I went to Ohio State for graduate school, where I specialized in social movements, and I further specialized within social movements in the labor movement, so the union movement. My current research interests are stay-at-home parenting. I also have an interest in religious subsects, particularly Christian fundamentalists. Their behavior is a little interesting to me. You can find more about me on my personal website, which is profjeremybaker.com. And the best email address to reach out to me is profjebaker@unm.edu. That is the best way to contact me if you should need to contact me. That should be the very first way that you do it. I suggest that you make yourself familiar with our syllabus. I don't just suggest it. It's critical for you to be successful in this course. So maybe it's a good idea right now to pause the presentation and to print out a copy of the syllabus or to save a copy of it to your desktop. And right now I will be switching over to the syllabus so that we can take a look at it together. Okay, so here is a copy of our syllabus. You'll see my contact information right there, and right there, Prof. J.E. Baker at unm.edu. If you should absolutely need to contact me, you can contact me at jbake100@cscc.edu. Only use that in an emergency. If I am not responding to your other emails, but seriously, really the only email you'll need to use is that one. And I will respond to emails within 24 hours if received between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday. What that means is send me an email during the week and I'll respond to it. I can't promise that I will respond to emails over weekends. I might. There's a good chance I will, but I can't promise it. So here we have a catalog description that you've probably already read. In our course, we're going to be talking about things like drug abuse, mental illness, criminal behavior, sexual deviance, and what that means to society. There is the information for getting your textbook. They should have the textbook in the bookstore. But if you want to happen to order it on Amazon, that's the material you would need. One caution with ordering it on Amazon is that you cannot return it to the UNM bookstore, and there's no guarantee you'll be able to resell it at all. So that is your choice as, rational human beings. You could read all this other stuff yourself. Okay, grades and grading policies. Evaluation will be based on the following components. So you will have 3 vocabulary reviews. So those are things to get you ready for the test. So those are exam reviews, and those are 10 points each. You will have 9 quizzes worth 10 points each. You will have a midterm essay, which will be worth 100 points. You will have 13 weekly discussions. So every week, most weeks, we will be having discussions. And then you will have 3 exams worth 75 points each. So take note that this midterm essay is worth more than any of the exams. And really with everything, in any college class you ever take, you must turn in every single thing, okay? I want you to be successful. I want all of my students to be successful, and the best way to do it is to make sure you turn in everything. Hopefully that's obvious to you. There's just a further breakdown of what things are about. Here are some guidelines for our discussion posts. There's a couple things I want to touch on here. Sociology, as you're probably familiar, I'm pretty sure Social 101 is a prerequisite for this class, so you probably already know this. But we are talking about, things that have to do with people's everyday lives. So we're talking about people's personal identities. For that reason, intentionally homophobic, racist, sexist, ethnocentric, or any kind of discriminatory statement can't be tolerated. Can't and won't be tolerated. Yeah, and I almost never have a problem with that. If you accidentally ask a question or accidentally say something that is one of those things, you won't be kicked out of class. You'll just be, gently corrected, because it is obvious to me when it happens, when people do it to be inflammatory. And I'm sure all of you will be fine as far as that goes. I've never had a problem with UNM students in that regard. It's actually other colleges, so I'm sure we'll be cool. Each week you need to make at least 2 comment posts and 1 initial post. So you have to make answer to the discussion prompt, and I would like you to do that no later than Friday, and then hopefully before that. I encourage you to do it before that. And then at least 2 other comment posts to other students. You may not turn in late posts. Quizzes, pretty self-explanatory, but by all means read this over if you want some clarification. Midterm essay will be worth 100 points. There is a minor typo here. The essay will be in ASA format, American Sociological Association format. And I'll talk more about that in another section. Formatting again, ASA format. I don't accept late assignments. I don't grant extra credit. Turn in your stuff on time. Almost everything is due on 11:59 Mountain Time. I am in Ohio. You are probably in Mountain Time, most likely in New Mexico. Your stuff is due in your time zone. I'm not a crazy person. Academic honesty policy. I will be checking your papers for plagiarism. Do not commit plagiarism. I will come down on you like a hammer. I don't like it in any way. If you have questions as to what plagiarism actually is and what that looks like and what that kind of copying looks like, please let me know. I said I come down like a hammer. I'm relatively forgiving on it unless it's obvious, if you do it accidentally. And sometimes people do it accidentally, and sometimes people have questions. Just let me know in that regard. Course communication, the best email address is that Prof. J.E. Baker. And I am skimming over a lot of this. Please read this whole thing. Contact IT if you have questions about technical requirements. There's a lot of stuff given here for that. I'm sorry, this is probably really irritating to listen to. Here's information about drop policy. Here's information about the Americans with Disabilities Act. If you have ADA classification if you are somebody with a disability. Please let me know that as soon as possible. I legally can't help you with that until you give me that notification, that official notification. Once you get me that, I am all about granting those accommodations. Just please let me know as soon as possible. Okay, sexual misconduct policy. Um, yeah, let me know if something bad happens. Let me know if you have questions about something bad about sexual misconduct, please. I mean, that stuff's really serious, and we need to take that seriously. But hopefully we won't have that because we will respect everyone with their gender identities, anti-homophobia, anti-sexism, all that. I do take that seriously. I take, I respect all of you is what it comes down to. Okay, course schedule. Here is what we will be talking about through the entire course, and this is really important stuff. Here you will see what I expect you to read each week. So this week I expect you to read Chapter 1, and before you can really answer our initial post, you can do our comment posts or take our quiz, you have to read Chapter 1. If you are watching this on Martin Luther King Day, I don't expect you to get any other work done on Martin Luther King Day. That is a specific holiday for a specific reason. Go do some activism or something. Week 2, so in week 2, the lecture will be posted on January 22nd. Chapter 2, all this material. And this is all pretty self-explanatory. Your first exam is in week 4, and you can read all of this by yourself. Your final exam will be due Friday, May 11th. The other exams are due on Sundays, but the final exam is due on Friday. Okay, enough of this boring syllabus. Let's get back to our actual presentation. That's the wrong presentation. So, we're going to be doing a lot of writing in this class. I am currently working on materials for a presentation on how to write in sociology for you. That should be posted shortly, if it's not already posted by the time you're watching this. And it might be a little bit different to the writing you're used to, particularly, I mean, it's formal writing. So, you need a little bit of guidelines as far as that goes, especially if you're a relatively new college student. So please wait for or check out that How to Write in Sociology tab. Like I said, I want to get it up in the first week of class, and that's kind of my goal. So, we're done with this presentation, and in your discussion board, I want you to go in there, introduce yourself, your name, your major, if you have one. If you don't have a major, that's cool. A little bit something about you. And which of these topics are you most interested in? Here are some topics that we're going to be talking about in our course, and things we're going to be addressing. And why are you interested in that topic? Do you have lived experience with that topic, etc., etc.? So I hope to be talking to you soon, and I do look forward to this course. Thanks a lot.